Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, brothers and sisters, I have a very important announcement to make. As from Monday, the 17th of August, 2020, I have officially retired my computer to the extent that I have killed off my less than a year old studio PC. We'll be back after this message. Greetings one and all, this is Lloyd Brown and welcome social media family to Lloyd Brown Music. Now you might be asking yourself, why is he even saying that with a smile on his face? Well, it took from Monday to today, which is Thursday, for me to have this on my face. Because from Monday afternoon, my face wasn't looking like this whatsoever. Disclaimer. Now this video is going to be about computers, and computers, all right? So if this is not your cup of tea, you better find a cup of coffee for your drink, because this is strictly about computers, all right? And I don't want to bore the pants off you with my technical talk or lack of. So I'm going to give you the backstory of exactly what happened. This scenario literally finished after I made the pre and post-production explained in 6 minutes video. After I'd switched off my phone, I turned around to switch on my computer. When I switched on my computer, I was greeted with the message, fatal error, chassis intrusion, system halted. And I'm thinking, I had the same problem the day before, but I literally switched off the computer and switched it on again and everything was jiggy. But this time around, I kept getting the message to the point that after I turned it off and turned it on for like around the 8th time, I wasn't getting nothing on my screen at all. It was weird because the computer was still working. The lights was on, the fans were basically driving, everything was still on. And I'm trying to figure out what's going on. With the relief in knowing, well, it might not be as bad as it looked or didn't look on the screen, I decided to take the computer to my brethren, Andy, who runs a computer shop literally just down the road. So fast forward, I'm in the store. I'm giving this machine to Andy and I'm saying, look, this is my situation. After endless research on Google and watching how-to YouTube videos, I went to my brethren, Andy, because all it basically needed was for me to get into the BIOS and tell the computer to disable the chassis intrusion message, because the chassis intrusion message is by way of telling me that someone or something is trying to get into my computer, physically trying to get into my computer, which was kind of odd because I haven't put a screwdriver to it since I had it upgraded July 2019. Cut to the chase. He opened up the computer and the first question he asked me was, Lloyd, did you build this computer yourself? I said, no, I got somebody else to do it and I paid him to do it. To which he replied, Lloyd, what you do with the AMD motherboard? It's a piece of shit. And I'm saying, well, I was told the AMD motherboard was as close to like an i5 processor. And I was just trying to kind of save a little bit of money so I can buy the drives and everything else that's needed to fit into the computer and make my computer run nice, because I'm coming from the old school of running a Windows 2000 machine on a Pentium 2 processor. So I'm thinking, well, that's got to be leaps and bounds better than the computer that I had before. And I recorded 17 albums on that computer, right? So that's my logic kicking in. To which he continued saying, AMDs are a piece of shit. Your motherboard's a piece of shit. Lloyd, it's a piece of shit. To which I responded, okay, moving forward. To which he interjected and said, no, Lloyd, I'm telling you from now. Look inside the computer. The motherboard not only is a piece of shit, but it wasn't screwed in properly. The motherboard is supposed to be screwed onto the chassis with 4 screws. It was only screwed in with 2. And even with one of the 2 screws, it still wasn't screwed in tight properly. It was literally hanging off. To which I responded, to which he said, no, I ain't done. He says, look at your chassis that basically holds your SSD drives into place. They are bent. They're bent and they're out of shape. Lloyd, it looks like he took a sledgehammer to knock those things in place. Your saving grace is your connectors from the caddy into your solid state drives didn't affect the connectors from your solid state drives themselves. But all three of them, Lloyd, all three of them, they're broken. The pins are basically bent and out of shape. Not only that, your connectors which connected your SATA hard drives was bent out of shape, and the housing for that was broken in the freaking computer itself. Lloyd, it's a piece of shit. Yes, Andy, moving forward, what do I do now? Because I've just started a brand new album project, blazed across the internet, letting people know that that's what I'm on. To which he replied, Lloyd, you know, right? For me to handle any computer, I'm charging you £25 handling fee. I'm not even gonna charge you for this one because it doesn't even make sense. In fact, how much did you pay for this? To which I replied, 700 quid. He says, speak up. What? I said 1,100 quid. To which he replied, you've been done, mate. It's a piece of shit. To which he further added, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna sort you out with a computer that basically does the job that you want done. Because you're all about music and video, right? So this is what I'm gonna do. All I need from you is probably the graphics card. But other than that, what you need to do is take out your 3 solid state drives that you got in there, your 16 gig of memory that you got in there, and your 2 terabyte SATA hard disk drive. As with this, I'm not even gonna put the screws on properly. I'm just putting the screws back in the freaking hole in the computer. Why? Because it's a piece of shit. Then I went home. Now the saving grace for me at this point is that with the solid state drives that I had and also the SATA disk drive that I had as well, they all had all of my other files on it. So now they serve as backup files. What my friend had done as well as built this piece of shit right here was also put a solid state drive in my laptop computer, which also has the same build by way of the software that is in it. So it had the same Cubase 10.5 Pro in the machine with other plugins as well. So with the data that I had in all of those hard drives, I can literally connect it to my laptop and take out all of the project files and back up my data to other hard drives, which I promptly did. So within 2 20-hour days with only 8 hours of sleep within the 2 days, I have managed to not only back up my projects, but also install some of the missing plugins that were on this computer but wasn't on my laptop, and basically built the laptop in the same fashion that my PC was built. So that was my last few days. And you might be asking yourself, well, Lloyd, that's nothing in the great scheme of things right now. And I appreciate love that. But I just needed to let people know that shit happens, man. Shit happens. And they always seem to happen when I've got a new album underway. The same thing happened with the Therapy album and the Salute Project album. And now the same thing is happening with the Untitled album. In a way, it's kind of ominous because Salute Project and Therapy turned out to be highly respected pieces of work. So who knows, maybe Untitled might go the same distance and run up those stairs like Rocky. I've arrived! I know I'm waffling. But anyway, I've not officially retired my studio. I've just retired this piece of the studio. Here is the replacement studio PC that Andy kindly fixed for me. But what I'm not gonna do, I'm not gonna install anything in here because it's a Windows 10 and this P.O.S., right, was a Windows 7. So there's gonna be a bit of a learning curve, but I'm happy for the fact that this is an Intel i5 with the same 16 gigs of RAM that I need for music production and video production. That's all I need. And I've got a spare 16 gig of RAM. Another good thing that came out of this P.O.S. was that I took the graphics card. Well, I didn't take the graphics card. Andy took the graphics card and fitted it in with another graphics card. So I can literally string up 6 monitors if I want to with this thing here. Happy days. So my pocket is a little bit light, but you know what? I've got everything I needed sorted for now. So my music production will be taken on by my laptop for the time being. I bought that laptop a long time ago. It's an i7 processor with SSD drives installed. Fingers crossed it's not going to get messed up between now and album release day. Prior to that, I'm going to install Cubase 10.5 Pro onto that computer and just streamline my plugins, just streamline the machine a lot better. So all I need to do is actually run my studio from backup drives as opposed to just trying to load everything in the computer itself, because that will wear down the computer quicker. So that is why I have a smile on my face when I'm shaking this piece of shit. So it's with that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, brothers and sisters, I'm gonna bid you adieu because I've got some work to do. In fact, I've got to edit this video and start my work proper. So it's with that, I'm gonna bid you guys adieu for now. And as always, you done know the coup. People, please abstain from foolishness, even your own, even my own. And until I catch you on the next one, people, please stay safe, be safe. Hope everything is blessed and safe. Your side of the planet, your side of the world, your side of your ends, wherever. So until I catch you next time on the next exciting installment of Lloyd Brown Music, people stay blessed. I'm out of here. Megonski. Laters.